Welcome back to Wittenberg Academy Latin course. We're ready for lesson 56 in first year Latin. We're on page 104. The perfect indicative active. So here we go. We got these. We're doing manetto, the second declension, second conjugation. Okay. Notice the endings are the same. E isti it, emis istis erunt. Okay, so you just have to learn that this. You're learning that the second principal part of manao is manu. That's all. Pluperfect, again, the endings are the same. Eram, eras, erat, eramus, eratus, erant. You're just putting them on to the form. And again, future perfect. Ero, eras, erat, eramus, eratus, erant. As you can see, we're entering into a phase of your studies where, as we move through the rest of the conjugations, you've learned the whole first conjugation now of laudo, laudavi. Everything that's conjugated like laudo forms that perfect principal part in the same way. Well, now we're just learning that manao, all things form like that. They form their perfect indicative active in a different way, but the endings are all the same. So once we get to a point where we have most of the conjugations learned, reviewing it becomes very easy. You've got the endings down, and so when you come back to review the whole Latin verb system, you can just kind of pull out a big chart, which eventually I'll get up as a file at the website once we actually learn the conjugations. Then it's very easy to review the whole verb system. So at this point, when I'm saying, and now we're going to learn a whole different conjugation, it's not all that different at all. The endings are all the same. The only thing that's different is how you form the different principal parts in this place or that. All right? And so now, present indicative passive. I am advised. Again, the endings are the same. Are, ris, tour, mur, mini, intur. It's just that the stem is formed in the way that manao forms the stem. The imperfect. Again, same endings. And this form the same as the first conjugation. Bar, baris, batur. Bamor, bamini, bantur. Future, same. Bor, baris, bitter. Bimor, bimini, buntur. Perfect, the same. You just have to learn how it forms the participle. Monetus. Monetus. And then sumus est sunt. Pluperfect, same thing. Monetus, eram. Future perfect, monetus, ero. So the book is arranged in such a way that now we can just simply add a whole conjugation in one lesson. So because the only thing you've learned is, well, how does manao form its perfect stem? How does manao form its present passive stem? How does it form the imperfect stem, the future stem? How does it form its participle? And so now he's going to give us a bunch of verbs that are conjugated just like manao, second declension. So debeo is o or ought. So debeo monera, I ought to advise. Debeo takes an infinitive to complete the idea. Debeo monera, I ought to advise. Habeo, have, hold, or consider. Obtineo, obtenera, obtinui, obtentus. So there's how to form all the principal parts of obtineo. Obtineo, obtenera, obtinui, obtentus. Very good. Get, obtain, possess. Perterio, perterera, perteroi, perteritus. To scare or frighten. Teneo, tenera, tenoi, to hold or keep. Timeo, timera, timui, to fear or be afraid of. Beneficium, neuter, kindness or favor, beneficence, right? Dens, dentis, is a masculine of the third declension, is a tooth. Dolor is a pain or a grief. Ordo, ordinus, is a row or rank or order. Religio is a scruple or a religion. Studium, eagerness, enthusiasm, study. Testimonium, witness, testimony, or proof. Numquam, it's an adverb meaning never. So again, I recommend making flashcards for each one of those tenses, you know, like it's a whole new tense, and reviewing them that way for now, and getting good practice time with them. But again, they should come rather easily, because again, you know all the endings. All you're learning is how the second conjugation forms its various stems. Page 106, the translation. Sentence 1. Kaiser regem in sua potestate numquam habebit. So what is your verb? Habebit. What tense is that? Well, it's got that bit ending, right? But it's future, right? Future active. He, she, or it will have. Who will have? Kaiser will have. Kaiser will have what? Kaiser will have the king, regem, will have the king in his power, numquam, never. Kaiser will never have the king in his power. Sentence 2. Puellae gallinas albas sine causa semper temebant. The verb is temebant. That is from timeo. It's got that bont ending. So what is that? It's imperfect. Indicative active. They feared. Who feared? Puellae. Puellae feared. What do they fear? The girls feared, gallinas albas, the white chickens, sine causa, semper. The girls always fear white chickens without cause. I didn't know that about girls, but it said in the Latin book, it must be true. Sentence 3. Lege severae cives malos per terrerunt. Per tuererant. So per teruerant. What stem is that? What ending is that? That's the perfect stem, right? With in the second declension, that perfect stem ends in an u. Per teruerant. And where does that erant ending come from? Erant, 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 with the u. These are the ones that can often be confusing. That's the perfect ending. It's not pluperfect, it's not future. Those, if you look on page 104, those third person plurals in the perfect, pluperfect, and future perfect almost always throw people. You need to remember, erant is perfect, erant is imperfect, and errant is the future perfect, U-A-I. So this is simply the perfect ending. They were afraid, they have been afraid. Who were afraid? Lega severae, the severe laws always, severe laws have terrified bad citizens. Severe laws have terrified bad citizens. Sentence 4. Magno studio et labore premium amplum obtenueris. Obtenueris. Okay. So the verb, obtenueris, that is that perfect stem, eris ending, so that's future perfect. Will have obtained. You will have obtained. What will you have obtained? You will have obtained premium amplum, great reward, magno studio et labore, with great zeal and labor, or with much study and labor, you will have obtained a great reward. Sentence 5. Verborum ordinem magister mutaverat. What's the verb? Mutaverat. What ending and stem is that? Right? It's a perfect stem. It is the erat ending, so it's pluperfect. He, she, or it will have changed. The master will have changed what? In the accusative. Ordinem, the order of the words. So the teacher had changed the order of the words. Pluperfect. Sentence 6. Fortes Caesaris milites ex primo ordine coelum obtenuerant. So again, the pluperfect, right? They had obtained, what had obtained? Fortes Caesaris milites. The strong soldiers of Caesar had obtained, what had they obtained? Coelum ordine ex primo. Coelum. Is that neck? Coelum. I've got to look up coelum. Coelum, coelum, coelum. Colis, hill, of course. So you notice, if you look, this is a great example of how second declension and first declension can often get you confused. This is, I had in my head a word that started in C-O-L-L, meaning neck, but that's coelum, a neuter of the first declension, right? Means neck. But look up, colis, it's third declension, that means hill. That's a third declension ending. This makes a lot more sense. The strong soldiers of Caesar had obtained the hill, colon, the hill ex primo ordine, from the first line. From the first line of defense, or from that point forward. They attained the hill from the first lines of the soldiers, of the formation. All right, so this is our introduction to the second conjugation and how to form those, and also some good vocabulary there, so we can begin to build our second declension vocabulary, work on those forms, and then you'll be ready for lesson 57.